passion, never ending. It's the way I love because I love the wrong way. I lust for items. I lust for touch. Most of all, I lust for us to be chest to chest, with ragged breathing, sweaty palms, and all thoughts gone. No gentle whispers, no soft grasp. I lust to be held tight, to be kissed rough. I do not lust for hand-holding, or that overused three-worded phrase. The only three words I lust for are, I want you. The only whisper be our skin brushing together. My nails ranking down your back. A sigh of ecstasy in a long-awaited climax. And when...
Stay focused.
And when my body hungers for more, lust will call you back to my door.
Sorry, what's your name again?
Malinga Zesuli.
Okay, Malinga.
What pleasing visions haunts me as I gaze upon the sea. All the romantic legends, all my dreams come back to me. Sails of silk and ropes of sandal, such as gleam from ancient lure, and the answers from the shore and the singing of the sailors. Most of all, the Spanish ballads haunts me off and stays long of the noble Count's analod staring at me. Like the long waves on the sea beach where the sand and silver shines with the monotonous, soft, unrhythmed pattern and broken lyric lines flows, telling how the Count's analod with his hand upon his hawk saw a steering gurley steering towards the land.
A beautiful body.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. It feels like my body was meant to be with yours. Our hands fitting like perfect puzzle pieces. Us breathing in the same rhythm along as our heartbeats. My body was meant to be with yours. Because without you, I feel like I'll run out of oxygen and will soon die. This body wasn't made for love, but it was meant to drag the soul from all the slush and snow over the red-hot coals, meaning my physical structure where my spirit is held in. I have a beautiful body. I will repeat these words up until they are no longer reluctant, up until they are given, up until they are no longer foreign in my mouth. I have a beautiful body. I have a beautiful body.
Thank you, Zolan.
Can I introduce myself?
Yes, Zolan, you can introduce yourself. Thank you, Zolan.
Okay. Should I just...
Go for it. Introduce yourself, please.
Oh, okay. Zolani Gwala, the perks of being a man.
Oh, okay. Hey.
I belong to the classification of the male species known as man. I am a man. Although not altogether the same, I am a man in my own league. I often hear guys speak of how they are men, but got nothing to show for it. They always complain about life struggles, always associating their manhood with purity, ownership, and freedom, always complaining of what a man should have, would have, and could have done, but sink like a battleship. It's about overcoming adversity. It's about seeing beyond a university. Being a man is scary, but it's the rewarding that separates the men from the boys. Men build homes, whilst boys shack up with their homeboys. Men stand out on their own. Boys need additional reinforcement just to pretend to act tough. Life is rough, but life is what you make it. I'm beginning to understand my place on the social ladder, knowing where I fit in. And the answer is, I don't fit in. I stand out. I want to be glared at by the next man atrociously, intimidated by my presence. Though in all essence, I find myself not entertained with that stupidity. I am beyond that ignorant idiocy. I strive to be different and defy conventions, yet attempts to classify me as every other man is due to perception. Being a man can be easily said. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Jundi.
I'm sitting here, mystified and numbed with pain. To lose someone so close, yet so far away. Some say you can't lose something you never had. And if that's true, then how can I feel this sad? I felt more close to you, more than anyone else. Because I felt you, so deep within me. So small no eye could see, yet so full of life was felt already. Disbelief and uncertainty consumed my brain. As the tears fall like rain, my heart pounding, it feels like thunder. The sorrow and anguish from down under just can't be explained. Was I being punished for a sin I committed? Was I to learn something from this and just didn't get it? Please, God, answer me. What did I do to deserve this? Does he know how much I love him? Because it's your job to tell him. I already miss him. I'd do anything to kiss him, to hold him and embrace the mere presence of him. But I can only hope that one of these days he comes back to me. This time to stay, to give me a chance for a brand new start.
Okay, sure, thanks.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Scarcely a breath of wind disturbs the stillness of the day, and long rows of cabbages were bright green in the sunlight.
Large white clouds drifted slowly across the deep blue skies.
Now and then, they obscured the sun, causing a chill on the backs of the prisoners who had to work all day on the cabbage field.
This tricked the clouds that was playing with the sun eventually caused one of the prisoners who wore glasses to stop work, shorten up and peer slightly on them.
He was a thin little fellow with a hollowed-out chest and comic knobbly knees. He also had a lot of fanciful ideas because he smiled at the clouds.
Perhaps they want me to send the message to the children.
He thought tenderly, noting that the clouds were drifting towards his home some 100 miles away.
But before he could frame the message, the warder in charge shouted,
Hey! What you think you're doing, Breedy?
The prisoner swam around, blinking rapidly, yet at the same time sizing up the enemy.
he was a new warder named Yegobas Stephanus Hanaki.
His eyes were the color of the deep blue sky. His simple, primitive, brutal soul gazed out of them.
The prisoners sprang down, and the message was quickly passed down the line.
We're in trouble, they said always. We're in trouble. Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Because he's not human.
You see, this particular span was called Span 1. It consisted of 10 men who were all political prisoners. Amanda!
Away!
They were grouped together for convenience, as it was one of the political prison regulation that no political prisoner would have a black warder. They were grouped together for convenience. They were grouped together for convenience. As it was a prison regulation that no black warder should be in charge of political prisoners, lest this prisoner would convert him to his views.
It never seemed to occur to the authority that this very reasoning was the strength of Span 1 and a clue to the strange terror that it aroused in the warder.
And as political leaders and prisoners, they were unlike the other prisoners in the sense that they felt no guilt, nor were they outcasts of society.
All guilty men instinctively cower, which is why this prison was the kind of prison where every black man got knocked out with an iron. Bah!
Up until the arrival of Warder Haniki, no warder had dared beat any member of Span 1, and no warder had lasted more than a week with them.
The breakthrough was entirely psychological.
Span 1 was assertive, which is why no black man or black warder dared to beat up black assertive men.
Thus, Span 1 had gotten out of control. They were the best thieves and liars in the camp.
They lived off raw cabbages and smoked tobacco, chatted all day. They moved together and thought the same.
Trouble began that day between Span 1 and Warder Haneke. The cause of this was because of the short-sightedness of Brainy. Remember, this was his name given in prison because he wore glasses.
Really could never judge the approach of the game, and on several occasions he had munched on cabbages and dropped them at almost the feet of the warder. All campus warders had overlooked this, not so Warder Haniki.
Who dropped that cabbage?
I did.
I did.
I did.
I did, Zowenzani.
I did.
Oh.